We did it. Flawless victory. Hello, everybody. I'm Lucas. This is Lucasgvariety, and we got a late start, shorter episode tonight, but it's okay. We're going to be here to have fun anyway with Dungeon World Indigo Magic. And I'm here with my good friends, well, all of them, over here to play our Dungeon World game. And we are on our episodes, our number 12, I believe. And this is November the 24th, 2020. Happy almost Thanksgiving to you. Thanksgiving is in 2 days. Yay. Can't wait to eat. Anyways, if you are a Bandit Blades watcher, we'll actually be pushing that till Friday because no one's going to eat turkey and then still play a role-playing game. At least not us, because we'll be big round butterballs ourselves on the couch. I will eat turkey, watch the Detroit Lions lose the Thanksgiving game as normal, and that'll be my day. Perfect. All right. Anyways, what happened last time, you guys? It was a pretty. It was probably almost our craziest episode yet. It was both. It was both dramatized and action packed. I think, right?
Yes.
Nobody died.
Nobody died. That's the most surprising part.
Someone died semi-physically.
Don't talk about that. Please.
Oh, that's not what I meant. I was talking about Ralph, but yes.
Oh yeah, Ralph too.
Then,
I'll
I mean, I now make new noises. I make noises now.
Yes, Ralph assimilated with the arachnid thing.
He did. In the end, after there was a fight over it.
After there was a three-way battle for it.
Yeah, screw
Dungeon
the
World,
Wraith
there are
Knight.
Borg.
The Wraith Knight wasn't the target. Instead we let Betty just shovel shit back there for that one, and instead me, Alavara, and
Cecil
all play tug of war. Bye, cat.
I was just trying to get out for
You got pulled in for fighting
reference.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I did get pulled in.
Benny finally cut you out. Cecil tried to take over, but not everybody knew that everybody else was in there, or emotionally, physically, spiritually. And there was a battle. Then Cecil really almost took control, and then Ralph Kung Pao'd complete control. And Cecil is back out. Alvara and Benny, I'm not sure who was injured or not, but
It doesn't much matter now.
I
That's
think
true.
Benny took a little bit of damage, but I think the real person who took the most damage was Cecil.
Mhm.
Yeah. During the
Yeah, it was really close to dead.
the
Again.
tug of war throws of the spider. Yeah.
Well, I did have the other people in the room attacking me while I was doing the tug of war.
that's right, the Ziders, the zombie spider. And there are still like 3 of them left.
Yep.
Technically, but I feel like we're going to narrate that once Ralph takes over, they kind of just like fizzle back and then fall dead. Because
So, like, run, purge undead.exe.
yes, you run that program immediately, and and they fall over just as like Cecil's getting ready to like swing back, or like he's almost dead. He's like, well, there's still this thing about to chew on him some more, and it just seems like a synapse burns out in his brain, and it crumples to the floor, as do the other ones. They were zombies, right, with like spider-like facial features, and that's what happened. Benny the Dot fought Koebel the Risen, who was the Wraith Knight, who was originally the Dark Knight before him. She was the one that captured Lucy, and maybe Fane, tortured them, and finally turned them over to the original Overlord, the OG Overlord. That's what I've been putting in my notes. The original gangsta Overlord.
The OGOL.
Yeah, the OGOL. That's even better. And she actually seemed like her spirit was released in that piece, which may have made Benny happy, but you took her out as you were supposed to do.
As it should.
And that's some major highlights. Ralph did assimilate with this giant spider, which was the mechrachnid. It was originally what his father was toting around in, but then his father took an upgrade and said, I'll give this to one of my minions. Fane's corpse is just lying around. We'll just put him in there and program him to go find my son and bring him here. And then instead, his son just takes over the spider and is now assimilated with it, as we've discussed. Fane's soul is permanently gone. Or the OGOL's soul's been used up. I think Ralph's, I'm sorry, Tim McLeod's spirit and Lucy's are both.
Tim's is gone.
Tim's is gone. I think you just have Lucy's now.
Yeah, I just have Lucy's now. She's still in the skull.
Yes, perfect. That's what I want to hear. So,
okay, I'm having a problem with the roll 20. I can't see my character sheet. I can open it, and
I got access to it. Why don't you refresh roll 20?
Okay.
Because I had the same issue first, cranking it up, and then I refreshed and it solved it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Because I tried closing and opening it. I'd done everything but reset. Okay.
It's just been
I did the same thing when I was doing my Band of Blades character.
Okay.
I think
Couldn't see my character sheet, started to panic, refresh, it was back.
Yeah,
right.
Even roll 20 is just like.
Hate that sound.
Oh, so now I hear something.
Okay. So.
It's always a bad sign. All right. Where were we? So, to fast forward a slight bit, once Lady Koebel is done, you guys realize that the haunt upstairs and all the spooky stuff just ceases to be. It's dead quiet. Except for down this hall that, the map doesn't really display a hallway, but there's a clear sign. There's a hallway and there's this large vault at the end of it, like a huge combination lock, and a wheel, one of the cool wheels to turn to open it. And it's only a mere few minutes after that you hear that thing, the magnetic locks give out, and the wheel turns, and it slowly starts to open. You guys are all recovering. You guys are probably still going like, hey, Ralph is up in that thing? I'll give you guys a moment of free talking.
We now have a Ralph. What was she called? A Ralph Nid?
Don't.
No, Ralph.
Do not encourage him.
It's a Ralph Macrid. A Ralph Macrachnid. I put the name on next. I'll give you guys a
there's just beep boop noises coming out of the damn thing at the moment.
Oh no, we have R2D2. We're gonna have to learn droid.
Oh, I gotta get some music started here. Anyway, I'll turn it up a little bit. There we go.
Well, my fear is that gesturing at what is now Ralph is playing right into his goals.
Ooh, Ralph's goals?
No, shit, who was it that I asked?
Tim.
Timmy,
Yeah.
Tim.
Robo Tim.
Or whatever. The McRackned. The
original.
It's done. Is done.
I don't know. I think Ralph might have a little bit of something more to give now.
That is his father's technology, and his father wishes to assimilate him.
I think he's smart enough not to fall into that trap.
I think he already has.
And it's probably about this moment that just like the spider shudders for a minute, and then we just hear.
I stand corrected.
before the little face panel comes up, it's like, oh, so that's what that button does.
I stand corrected. We're doomed.
So your face comes out the front like where Fane's was?
I guess is like. Ew.
It looks a little unnatural to everybody else.
You
That's
think?
not creepy whatsoever.
Hold on. I can fix it. Let's see here. Reset.orient.upright.ex. Don't give me this. Hold on. 1 second. I really think I got the. Wait.
Really do.
And
I don't know if he's saying this in character for real.
oh yeah, he's still saying this in character.
Oh no.
There we go. And it's probably at this point that the top pops up, and instead Ralph getting high to sit up, like his legs are like still in the machine, but now
That's
it's more like a
little better.
but it's more like a spider centaur at this point, or a drider.
Drider, yeah.
Is
For
it?
the D&D fans. Oh,
It's a dwarf, so now you're a Dwighter.
Cecil, are you still injured?
For the moment, it's fine.
oh.
He just
Are
stares
you
at.
certain?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
And then you guys hear a voice, I think, like, "Mighty heroes, we will take care of your every need since you have taken care of ours." And you see,
Oh, God's help me.
let me see, you see this guy in like this dashing armor with a sword, shield, and you got like 20 soldiers around him and all these civilians way behind him, and they've come out of the vault. Huge vault. And this is obviously the lord of the city, Lord Rollant. And he's coming into the room, he's looking around, he's seeing the pieces and the zombie bits and the giant spider, but it's not attacking, it's just sitting there with a dwarf sticking out the top.
Yeah.
He's like,
It's under new management.
the Kragan said that you would be on your way. We didn't think it would be as long as it did, but you are here nonetheless, and you have saved us. And all the soldiers are like, hail!
Oh, I don't do well with hero worship.
Wait, hold on a minute. You're trying to tell me that you guys have been hiding back there this entire time?
We've been back there for a better part of a week now. We've been trying to fight off and have our city survive over the last couple weeks, but we've just been overrun by those creatures outside, those weird animal-looking creatures with metal bits on them, and then the civilians that stayed out, if they didn't get killed, they were turning all like wilted and diseased. And I just had to finally take what I had left, and we had to hide in here. We had food and water and air, and we had to hold out as long as possible because there was some crazy, I don't know, she was undead. That's all I know. Wispy wraith-like creature.
Yep. Like weapons. Yeah. We saw that, didn't we? Other people here. Turns his head, and he just looks back up at the spider monstrosity again. His head tilted. He's not even looking at the people talking. He just.
Well, if you've taken her out and her beast, or tamed it or whatever, then the city should be clear. The city should start to. I don't know if it will heal, but anyway.
The corruption is gone.
Yes, excellent. Oh, we can make our way from the city then. We can pack up and leave within the day or so. I can provide you with healing potions and any of the treasure that's left in the vault that we don't need, you can have and take with you.
Okay. I would suggest all of you stay on the road because all the nearest two towns and the farthest town to the south right now have all been partially destroyed. So you'll want to just keep going.
He looks back and one of his counselors confers with him. He's like, yes, we were planning on heading north into the Ebony Wilds anyway, so we will go north into the mountain pass through my estate here. You're welcome to join us if you wish.
I mean, we got other things, but you might just want to consider maybe just camping out somewhere for probably another couple of weeks. I mean, consider that Boston is all sorts of fucky. I'm not sure where else you get to go.
Well, we're gonna go to the north.
Direction we are heading.
All right, let's go to the world map. So
That's where you've had us players at this entire time, by the way.
Yep. We didn't need the other map anymore.
Because we're
he's
heading up here.
Yep. So you're gonna have to go out through the mountain past Dumire Stronghold. And he is talking about heading northeast over into the Ebony Wilds up here. He goes, the elves were on neutral terms, if nothing else, with the elves of the Ebony Wilds. I don't think we're going to wait around more than a day or two to, like I said, make sure you are all set, to make sure that we are all packed up. But we're going to risk the elves and see if they will take us in for a bit while this world begins to heal. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going to be made of it, but we can't stay here. And if you say the South is bad, we're not going to go there. I have more civilians than soldiers.
I would certainly agree. South is definitely not the way you wish to go.
At this point, northeast would probably be better. The creatures were set past collecting humans for conversion. So anywhere there isn't a known on their minds of an average person, the elves may be compromised, however. So try not to just walk along well-known paths to anybody but yourselves.
And whatever you do, do not go to Westralia.
Well, that's kind of
in the north.
Their head.
No one
In
goes
the
there.
Don't head north to Westralia. Sorry. It's the best.
It's not as bad as the town that I have in my homegrown world that is Whist in the east.
West. Okay.
Why do you hate your players?
Don't they all?
Who else do you hate?
He's like, well, I'm not sure what you call yourselves, but thank you. He goes, wait a minute. Yes. Well, no, he does know a little bit about you. He goes, the Kragan is here. She has been trapped with us as well. She came several weeks ago and said that you were to meet her there and bring Zorm, the wizard. But I don't see him.
We forgot about Zorm.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
shit.
Spider guy. Why'd you go fetch the goofy wizard that can't use his magic?
Right. Hang on.
You're the fastest one now. You weirdo.
Let me. Okay, that's move. That one's move. Okay, I think I got it.
And they're all like, whoa, hey.
Calm yourselves.
Go up. Just go up first. Just go up there, and then figure it out.
He goes, my manor house does not have much left, but I think Zorm's, who's right next to mine, is relatively untouched. If you don't have another place to stay, you're welcome there, probably. I'm assuming he'd be fine with it. Or you can stay here, but like I said, my manor house is... It's worse. It's not much. It's not much.
Frankly, I want to
it
be
is
out of your
conveniently
manor as
crushed,
soon as
yes.
possible.
Well, shall we? He goes, shall we pack up what's in the vault room? If you... I have my soldiers grab everything. We'll go up top and we can divide the spoils and find a new place to stay.
Certainly works for me.
Won't say no to some more stuff to throw in my own treasure vault.
So, as you guys,
You'll find.
you guys have the list. And if you want me to repaste the list, I can. But you have the list of things I was giving you before. Oh, Tice the Betrayer says, "Howdy."
Oh dear.
Zorm needs to die. Zorm needs to die on a hill. That's really mean. Probably better off in the woods instead of staying at Zorm's. No, I don't think so. Now we used to play the play-by-post on AP Gaming Reels. Like this is like 4 years ago now. Maybe I'm not sure if Soundwaves was part of that for the original Winter's Edge. But I would play Zorm as a part of the play-by-post for that whole community. And you know what? He went down a hero. He fought a demon and got his soul eviscerated. I mean, he just didn't even exist anymore. Zorm went down fighting on a side mission. I'm just saying.
And so now you bring him back in every campaign.
Yes, this is a character I've had since I was like a teenager. But anyway,
Talking to Zorm's alter ego, Lucas.
it's really just me at age 70.
Crazy is
I really hope you do turn out to be that eccentric grandpa.
I hope so too.
But yeah,
He'll still be wearing that same hat.
Got it.
yeah,
It's the Willy Wonka hat.
but,
It's the
Ralph will figure out movement and proceed outward, and then probably
2 hours later.
get to the top of the mountain where the zip line supposedly ended. To
okay.
kind of try to figure out if Zorm's up there.
You're gonna go up that zip line. It's still attached. Actually, no, because it broke at the bottom. It slung
It
everybody
broke
out.
at the bottom, but I probably could. Follow the trail up.
You'll see where the spear or whatever it was to attach into the mountain was, and it's dug in like 3 feet deep. It hit so hard, and you don't see a silhouette outline hole of like Zorm's body, like in the cartoons going through the mountains. But you also don't see a splattered body either. You don't see anything actually.
Yeah, but 5 minutes after he leaves, Cecil goes, I should have sent one of us with him to make sure he knows who that guy is.
Zorm, buddy. Hey, magical
sure we'll figure
crackhead,
it
where
out.
you at?
You can discern realities if you wish, which is plus wisdom. Does he still do the magic
9.
mushrooms? Oh, I forgot he did magic mushrooms. Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
the,
that's kind of the.
I would be surprised if he didn't.
it was called Zorm's Adventure Questing Gear. So he ran like a adventuring gear shop, like swords, weapons, items. Okay, you rolled a 9, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. So you can ask one question.
What here is not what it seems.
Oh, geez.
AKA, where is the crackhead wizard?
Or what should you be on the lookout for? No, there's really. What here is not appears to. What here is not what it appears to be. I don't know how to answer that in the context of you looking for the wizard. Okay.
Because obviously, wizard would be right there.
He should be, or he should be at the bottom where he hit the wall and at least collapsed. But the velocity, he would have almost splattered. But as your new arcane eyes, or the spider senses go there, you see that there is some magical dust kind of where he would have hit. Something from, and it's actually kind of like, almost looks like white, maybe it's not magical dust, but it's like a white powdery substance. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Almost like flour.
I get closer. Like, the spider literally tilts over a little bit so that way I can get up and close, and I reach out and it's like, it's either flour or cocaine. And I'm going to examine the powder.
Well,
No, it's with Zorm.
It's actually both. It's cocoa powder. Why is it white? Because it is. Sorry, I'm trying to get my brain moving here. I'm not quite in the Zorm mode yet. Maybe I am in the Zorm mode. You're not exactly sure what it is offhand without further examination, but you can collect a little bit if you think you need to.
Taste it. Lick it.
I'll collect a little bit of it.
Okay.
But,
while you're doing that, let me zip back to everybody else. As you guys are making your way outside the manor house, right, and are coming out, the Kragan, Precious, who is a cat dragon, as we named her, so she's a Kragan, she finally comes wandering out, and she's the size of a house cat. And she hops. She looks at Cecil, and then Benny, and then Olivera. It's like, meow. Let's see, in that order.
Do not take that tone with me.
What did I say? Who did I say it last? Olivera?
I think so, yeah.
She hops up onto your shoulder like a parrot. And like her tail curls around your neck. She's like, and she speaks in telepathy, right? She might meow like a cat, or kind of a meow hiss, kind of a combination, but she speaks telepathy. She's like, it took you long enough to get here. Meow. Weeks, by my account. She's talking to you, Olivera.
Oh, I know.
Did you
Just kind of like looks at her for a second.
Did you bring me my wizard? By the way, the Precious, the little cat you see on Roll20, not my little picture, that is Precious. My real cat. It's hard to see, it's a little picture. But anyway, she's like,
He is around somewhere.
wow. I got leads, so I wanted to tell you what we need to do in order to save the world. She looks around, but only you can hear her in your head. Actually, I'll say it's projecting to Cecil and Benny as well. She turns to Benny. She's like, I could feel it. Excellent slaying of the risen. You are a good dark knight.
Sounds like an oxymoron to me, but I'll stand for it.
You are a thorough dark knight.
That's better.
And Cecil, she looks at all the minions around her. She's like, yeah, okay. Speaking of which, I saw one of yours here. One of your important ones. A couple weeks ago. Delta, I believe her name is.
Yes, a lieutenant doesn't lose their power when they first get undone. They take a lot longer to die.
She seemed pretty strong and had followers of her own.
That means that Dad's absence isn't as absent as I thought. She's the next Overlord if I die.
She goes, She looks like she's thinking about something for a minute. She's like, no matter. This is what I'm here for. These are the leads. You may have found some of these things out already. She goes, okay. I just had to look at my notes. She goes, confirm the trail I was following. The original Overlord, your sire, his lair was the beginning point for all of this. I know the machine runs it, and you must defeat the machine once and for all. But the thing is, I can feel it in the magic as surely as you can. You're either going to have to purge the magic. Funny I say that. You're going to have to purge the magic in order to save our world, which might cause a lot of destruction. Or you're going to have to vanquish magic altogether from our world. Almost like a gangrenous limb. So either it can be healed in time slowly, or we're all going to have to give it up. But if magic is cut off from this world, who knows what kind of side effects that would be? What kind of species would die? What it would do to people who've had magic all their life and suddenly lose it? I don't know, but you might have some very tough choices to make, if it can even be made.
He waves his hand. The tough choices like this sound like saying, I want you to figure out how to kill a child or kill all children. It's really a simple question. You're a creature of magic. You can't exist without magic because you are two species in one. And he looks around the room and he's like, most everyone here requires magic. If I want to pretend to be a hero, I'm going to fix things instead of ripping everyone's heart out.
The answer might not be so cut and dried.
Yeah,
We do not know what effects either option will have. However, the decision need not be made at this moment.
Very true.
Well, you need to think about it and figure out what your part in this is. This is why we need Zorm and his books. But I must
have his books.
Well, we had.
I
I don't know what happened to
Ralph still has them, I believe.
Or they were in the Golden Fang, or Zorm took them back. I don't remember which. Ralph might still have them. Anyway.
I want to say Ralph still had them.
I mean, my brain questions what happens when your body and everything gets absorbed into a metal spider. What happens to your clothes?
His body is still physically present. Just perhaps not in one piece. She kind of like rubs at her neck where the thing had grabbed her.
That is foolish. Anyway, there was the heroes that defeated the Overlord. They called themselves the Purgers. All I know is...
I remember them. They paid really good for drinks. One of them really liked ice cream. Really weird guy.
Yeah, eel ice cream. Alexandra, you bastard.
It took me a few minutes to figure out how to make that for some of my minions. Delta really liked one of them. Guy with the spinny gear things on his eyes. I don't know what his name was.
No matter. I'm sure you will face them and find out.
Was it Pickpock?
Wait, what?
Ting Tong?
Why would we face them?
After the heroes vanquished the Overlord, they'd vanished off the face of the planet. No one heard them anymore. My conclusion has been that the Overlord did not corrupt the ley lines of magic. He was simply using a new technology to control magic so that he could siphon it off to those who would pay. The heroes went there and slew him. And then Cecil gained his powers. But instead of just leaving or burning his fort to the ground, they stayed. And what I believe happened is they began to play with the machine, thinking that maybe they could harvest something from it. And they did something very wrong. And that is what bled corruption into the ley lines. And if they were at the center of it, where it all started, you can be pretty sure that if it didn't kill them outright, that they are probably monstrosities themselves. There were 4 of them. So you should be aware of that. That is all I have for you.
Fine, thank you. Now, please, she kind of like shoos Precious off her shoulder. Now, go find Ralph. He's looking for your wizard.
All right, very well. I'll see you soon. She flutters off. Ralph?
So I'm going to continue to kind of look around. So does the white powder lead anywhere other than to the slightly Zorm-shaped indent in the wall?
You do manage to see like 10 or 15 feet to your left, let's say, still on the face of the mountain. You still see a trace, and it traces back down towards the manor house.
The manor house that we were at, or the other house that is actually Zorm's summer house?
Right between them. Where the zip line was.
And he looks at the bag of white powder, is like, this was his cocaine stash, wasn't it? This was his happy powder that started leaking as he sit there and yell at me. You might as well yell at me on camera.
So if you guys are outside the manor and Ralph, like here, and Ralph is making his way back here, and it's where everybody's kind of congregating, you see Precious flying around, and she's doing circles, and then she looks straight down, and she lands on like an overturned wagon, and sits there and perches and kind of points at the ground like a pointer. And so you guys are all kind of in the area, and suddenly, like, you see from the ground, like this hat that's just like, and he just kind of rises out of the ground. He's floating. He's kind of transparent, and he's pure white.
But he rises out of the ground, and I imagine what we hear as he finally finishes forming is...
He's just like, hello, everybody. Unfortunately, something terrible happened to my body.
You forgot to let go, didn't you? I told you to let go early, and you forgot to let go.
People are like, it's a ghost, and they're all like running
No,
backwards.
it is not.
Precious,
The wizard being an imbecile again.
you see Precious physically roll her eyes, much like her and Elvira, like are right next to each other.
They're totally in sync.
Yeah, this is the sign language sign for rolling your eyes, because it's just like, so it's like, and they just do it
Totally in sync.
Yeah, and he's like, they're like, it's a ghost, and he's like, what? What? No, no.
He's just covered in cocaine.
No, I unfortunately had to use my magic because I was about to go squish in the mountain, so I cast transparency. It was insubstantiability, something like that, and flying or floating, and then also glitter dust, which happened to turn out to be glitter powder. I don't know. I cast spells wrong. I've been out of practice, and that way I could go through the mountain. See? And then suddenly, like, shakes himself off, and he floats down to the ground, and he's, unlike a Scooby-Doo ghost covered in flour, he's suddenly, like, all perfectly colored back to his Zorm shape, and he's like, no need to worry. Zorm is here.
Cecil starts walking
Yes,
over
it's
real slowly,
great.
clapping real slowly, like, yay. And then smacks the bejesus out of the back of his head. Wow! I said no magic.
I had no choice, young Cecil. I had to. That or I would
Answer
die.
the lady's questions, and it's just zip,
But
zip. Z is for Zorm and zip. Z is for zip. And then he just walks off.
Ease up there, buddy. So,
he's just.
but yet,
And then Precious is like lands in front of him, and they look at each other like, "Oh, Precious." And she's just like, and they go roundabout with their dance that they do, which is much like me and my cat would do. I'd like to love her, and she'd be like, "Don't touch me." And that was our relationship. It was a love-hate relationship.
That's a relationship with most cats.
It is true.
Until you're
I
busy
love
trying
you.
to
Don't touch me.
until you're trying to do something and then they're, why aren't you petting me? You don't love me.
there's a reason why my cat is now on my lap.
So that's that. Zorm will have some information, but I don't want to steal the spotlight forever. He'll be the one that gives you a little more information, works with you about the 5. But it's also about that time that we suddenly see a group of minions coming in from town, straight towards Cecil, or the group of you guys. In one group, you see several of Cecil's minions, probably like 10 of them. And then the other group you see, who is only known as Delta, and she has several normal-looking minions, kind of like Cecil's, but kind of not, and then also several Triborgs with her. So there's these 2 distinct groups, and they're all marching side by side, but definitely separated from each other. So this is something interesting that they are supposed to bring back to you that I forgot to do last time, Cecil.
He just his robes and armor nonsense turns back into robes. He's just standing there.
And she comes up and she's looking. And the thing is, as she's getting closer, her hackles go up, like quite literally. And she starts to like get taller and bigger. And before you know it, everybody else is like, "What the?" And she's a giant werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of turned a little bit and just like from like an internal speaker.
Hostile elements will be deleted.
So she's a redhead, flaming redhead, right? So she stands like the hair that's on her head and like halfway down her back is like bright red, and the rest of it's kind of like a black. And her eyes are glowing, whatever color you think. And she just kind of goes like, "Cecil."
I was wondering when you're going to come limping back.
I've been busy.
Good. You're aware that you're the heir presumptive?
Yes. I don't much care about that. Just to be
you're
honest.
you're still here as my lieutenant then?
No.
See, there's a discrepancy. You can't be both.
She goes, "I'll get to the point. I've been making safe haven for my people." And she points to the minions behind her, the conglomerate of different types. Some are your minions, some are your father's minions, and some are the Triborgs.
Good. That is your job.
But we do not follow you any longer.
Acceptable. What are your terms?
She goes,
Yeah.
"You try to make this easy, but the way you've treated us, I do not trust you."
Wouldn't trust me either. I'm an overlord.
At least he's honest.
best line of the night. Trust me. Sorry.
Self-reflection is not one of the things I thought would be his strong suit.
Sorry, that caught me off guard. It was perfect. Sorry, I didn't mean to break character. She's like, she goes, I worked heavily for your father, and then Zorm, but really just to use him. I'm just trying. She goes, this is the thing. This Overlord and minions thing has gone on long enough. I will help you to accomplish the end that you were trying to do to save this world because it involves us. And I will help to that end, but I want you to release the minions from your power.
That's not how it works.
We will find a way.
I am the minions until a lieutenant takes over and becomes a new overlord. You are part of me.
We will work together and we will find a way to make it not be that way anymore. I did not say that.
You will. You will be carried. If you survive whatever is about to happen, you're more than welcome to find your way. I wasn't trying to avoid doing all this in the first place, and it landed in my lap anyway.
She goes, she just takes this big meaty like finger, it's like huge, right? Like pokes it in your chest. She goes, just promise me. I will help you and I'll die trying, but you will release us. If we find a way, you will release us to our own devices after this is done.
You do know that literally the next day you would reform. Or the next time I called upon the Horde.
I will not.
I said that too once. But very well. I will allow you to do what you need. You've kept, he looks at the Triborgs, you've kept the confused ones, at least. They're surprisingly solid.
As much as the minions
have fallen apart by now, including you, and usually turned back into ether and recycled.
As much as
pretty well.
As much as the minions are already slaves, what has happened to these poor creatures is even worse. It is not fair for them. I have tried to reconcile them underneath the new banner, and so far it is working.
Good. But part of the purging may require them and their corruption to be dissolved so it can be recycled properly.
If so, let it be a merciful death, and that those who come after be better for it.
Agreed. I'm tired.
You have no idea. And this is she's shrinking back down out of her Hulk style clothing.
Form.
Yeah, her clothes, of course, just she's had her bust and her hips covered, just like the Hulk or She-Hulk, perfectly. So when she shrinks back down, she's still, modest. And she
Because part of the minion thing is their clothes come back for some reason. They don't. You blink and they're like, oh,
so
fine now.
all the civilians, well, you think they'd be insane right now, but they've watched this giant spider, the Zorm come out of the ground, this flying cat dragon, and now these other minions. It's like just this weird party going on right now. So you've just acquired basically a new companion. So you have Zorm as a companion, and you have, separate from the Overlord's control, you have this Lieutenant Delta as a companion. So we haven't really done the companion thing much as a special moves, but we need to remember to look at that because I haven't even looked at it that much either. But they can step in and take damage. They can step in and do stuff for you. So we just need to remember that and take a look at that later on.
I'll put it in my notes.
Hirelings and NPCs. So you have...
Yeah, there'd be hirelings, I think, technically.
Zorm would be the adept, if you ever let him use magic. And then there's a few others like Minstrel, Warrior, Track. They'd probably be warriors or protectors even. I would say they might even be protectors or even trackers, something like that. So we can look at their special rules, but they can basically help out aid in rolls and things like that as far as the mechanics go.
Yeah.
So you guys have them.
There's like a light hiss as the spire kind of leans over so that way Ralph could lean even further towards Alavara. Is like, so what just happened?
There is fracturing within the Overlord's ranks of minions, and they have come to an agreement.
But can't he just...
Don't think about it too much. Just
My brain is likening this entire situation to Todd McFarlane's The Darkness, where they have the minions that come out of the darkness that have minds in some cases. In some cases, they're just crazy darklings. So this is my mind is like, this one just happens to be a really well put together darkling. And at some point he graduates. And now it's Delta. I named one.
So Delta, like, she's like, go make camp. She said to the other minions. And some of your minions are like starting to look confused, like who they should follow. But right now they're looking at you. They're like,
Just
So-
waves him. He doesn't care.
You don't care what? You wave them what?
Wave them to follow. They can follow. They don't care.
Okay. So she's like, instead of saying, she almost says master. She's like, Cecil, may I speak
Yes.
to you for a second over here since we've come to an accord?
Of course. We've always gotten along. At least I thought we did.
I don't find you a bad person.
I am.
I just want freedom for our people. I am.
He sighs and he's like, Delta, you must understand. There are certain conditions in this current way magic works for us. Think about it like, what is the word? The master-slave thing. Which one is the drill slave? The person who has no choice of being what they are? Or the creatures that get a break and disappear and don't think for a while?
She
As
doesn't.
long as a master exists, there has to be a slave. But the master doesn't get rest. I don't require sleep. I enjoy sleeping, but I don't require it. He kind of looks over his shoulder at the group. Every instinct in my body wants me to destroy or damage or use those people behind me to do something terrible. And he looks down. He literally reaches down as a minion pops out freshly around his cloak. And he rubs his head. And it's like, yet every time I turn around, I see what I wanted to be before the power came to me. It's corrupting. You say you want freedom right now, but by the time it's over, you'll be just as bad as Dad. Because he created you. You have his power and his intent inside you.
No, I will fight it. It will not become me. I will not become it.
I would say we will see, but when you get your turn, I won't be here because that's how that works. A fake soul or a fake cause that has been recycled so many times, I don't think we even know who is the master and real slave anymore.
Well, it doesn't matter now at any rate. I'll be sure to write you a letter and put it in your grave when I find out how it works for me.
We don't get graves. Most of us don't keep our bodies for very long after whatever we call souls is
Yes.
recycled to the next one. Hey,
Well,
I might get to be a triborg. They look pretty sturdy.
she just looks and she's like, let me tell you what I've learned. Actually, I think she told you. Just 1 second. Okay, so she goes, 2 things. I set up the ley line reconfiguration in Zorm's tower originally to send power back to your sire's lair per him, but I never intended the corruption. That's why I worked for Zorm for a while. That's how I learned a bit about him, and I learned the things I did. As I'm the oldest surviving minion, and somehow have not died. But
You were transferred. There has to be a lieutenant.
the thing is, that's how it worked when the corruption started from his lair, which is where we need to go. It bled into the ley lines, which corrupted those who use magic. And when those who use magic use the magic, it would corrupt themselves further, or the things and the people around them, like Zorm, with his Z pendant, and things like that. And that's what's caused all this. So we have to go back and either reset the system, destroy it completely, or find some other method.
Some
But
other method is the plan.
if we head up north to Dewmeyer, what was it called? Dewmeyer Stronghold. The mountain pass that takes us past there to the Overlord's palace. She goes, we can't get past that, the Dewmeyer Stronghold. It's almost the strongest point of corruption there. We can get to Dewmeyer Stronghold, but going past, you can get to the Stronghold, but going past that on the road to the very end, she goes, it's the most corrupted area. It will face such horrors that I don't think we would make it. We can try, but something that we developed before you became the Overlord was an underground railroad system, which I found not too long ago, in the last couple of weeks, was largely untouched by the corruption, but it runs from Dewmeyer to the fortress.
So we still have, so regardless, we need to go to the place we're going.
Yes.
First stop is Dewmeyer.
But instead of traveling past Dewmeyer on the surface, I would heavily suggest that we go underground and try to get the railroad to work. There's a steam engine with several cars. They used to make it as a passenger train or a cargo train, depending on what they needed. And we could take that up to the final fortress. You can do what you want, but it is my suggestion. We could travel underneath in the darkness quickly without anything detecting us, or at least minimal detection.
He nods. Well then, make way there separate from us.
I will take mine and meet you there if you wish, at Dewmeyer.
Perfect.
We will make way, pick up who we can along the way, and make camp. Don't dally.
I'm not in control here. I'm the good guy, remember? He doesn't smile.
He just said you were the bad guy. Just because he bad guy doesn't mean he bad guy.
Exactly.
Thanks, Zangief.
I'm Zangief for this group. I crush man's head like melon.
Like Sparrow's egg.
Sparrow's egg on the thigh. Not mean. Not do it to be mean.
So a couple days will pass for you guys to heal fully, all disabilities, all hit points, to get your treasure set out. You guys are given 500 coin. You can spend it if you wish, like you would be at a shop. There's 3 potions of healing, 3 bandages, which each have 3 uses, 10 dungeon rations, halfling pipe leaf, 2 horses and a wagon if you need it, which is before Jodo decided to become a spider. But he still might not be able to necessarily carry you guys in there, so 2 horses and a wagon might be useful.
I don't think I would feel comfortable doing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also-
there's probably even a little
Yeah.
seed. There's probably a little seed of Ralph messing around a bit. Like he's probably even got like a little pseudo keyboard to help kind of arrange his thoughts. Like, let's see here.
You're lucky you don't get welded in there by one of my minions.
So
Just to make sure, you know what, this is not going to happen to anybody else. You're less dangerous inside here.
but let's see here.
I'm not certain.
Why am I
you
so
can-
heavy? Why did Dad make this thing so heavy? It does not need to be this heavy. You know what? Freaking run.
By my understanding, it was the prototype.
Well, let's dump some of this stuff. Run, optimize, interior.exe, go. And just like the back end just pops up, and we just hear just like nuts and bolts just drop out of the back, and probably a few other, like random pokey things. Is like,
Did you just technically soil yourself?
Worse, he evacuated his bowels all over the ground.
Should have been the
And
Wilhelm.
look, those are his underwear.
Should have been the Wilhelm scream there, where some poor civvy was walking by and
And he just dumped on him. There's a minion under there.
that's a minion. Yeah, it has to be minions. Duh. There's like 3 minions are like, well, should we go with Delta or should we be with the Master?
and then suddenly clank, clank, and then
Then they pop out of Cecil's cloak, like, well, reborn. They're like, yeah, possibly. It's not so bad where
Okay,
we are.
that was uncomfortable.
all right.
Never been pooped on by a robot before.
Oh,
Never
it's
been
not.
dumped on by a robot.
It's not. Well, it is
Title of this
technically
episode.
a kind of waste material, but it's more like scrap.
At least it's not biological waste.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at
I
it.
made sure to hose that out a while ago.
I mean, you were the biological waste, so I hope you got rid of it, or you, or both.
Whatever. Yeah, it wasn't efficient to have a couple more of them weird spooter zombie thingamabobbers still kicking around in here.
Anyway,
So,
Very technical.
So,
hey, I'm trying to figure out how to figure this thing out. I mean, unlimited potential, but
yes.
you know,
Heaven help you find a rust monster, right? You've got unlimited potential.
so.
they dying for weeks.
But I mean, it's working on a whole different OS because apparently my old man couldn't figure out how MS-DOS works. This thing's still running like freaking Gen 1 coding. I have to recall old tech here, okay? Give me a break.
No one gets that but Ralph. And maybe Zorm's kind of like, He's like trying to.
I don't even know why I tried to
Yeah.
explain anything to y'all.
Zorm's like, I could help.
I would prefer if you didn't because,
I can't use-
well,
And I would prefer you hadn't become one with the machine.
Hey, I might not
Hey,
be able to
I-
use magic. I can still use a wrench. I have a brain, you know. Perfectly
Do
healthy
you?
purple brain.
yes.
Just
And
like you're supposed to
Ralph
have.
is just like
Oh wait.
and waste perfectly good machinery. I mean, this is an asset as far as I can tell. And last I checked, you weren't really in a position to argue with any of the other alternatives, considering that you were stuck in the damn thing.
He
I would
does
have
a point.
managed.
Because
I
you
would
were,
have managed without interference from others. You made it infinitely more difficult to get myself out of that situation. If you had not interfered, it would have been fine.
is that what you're telling yourself these days?
It is the truth.
Look, whatever you may think, this thing still is going to be a drastic improvement in our ability to get stuff done.
I'm just impressed that you are now less dangerous, despite the fact that you're a giant robot spider.
Oh, I mean, my danger level doesn't decrease at all because I mean, let's see, let's see here. Hold on. This is like artillery.exe.
Yes.
So I
But
stand
you could
by.
already do all that. But out here, when you were fleshy like the rest of us, your explosion factor would be flesh and bones, and we'd try to protect you. But now, since you've armored up, I don't feel the need to protect a giant monster. Just saying. You get attacked now and be like, man, he's a giant spider monster. He can take care of himself. No longer a little squishy person.
I mean, fair. I'm not expecting anybody to cover my ass at this point.
Yeah, that's good. That makes it easier.
But consider that we have to kind of go into the mod to deal with my old man
And mine.
and
Or
his
seven.
old man and
Anyway.
whatever other oopy spoopy bullshit is up there. This, by the time we get up there, this is going to be a mobile weapons platform, and I'm going to be able to level that shenanigans up there.
I cannot honestly say that thought is comforting.
Oh,
Would
come
you
on.
rather walk into the giant lair and have to fight room by room? Or would you rather me just bring down the entire facility?
And how often have your contraptions backfired?
4 out of 5 times, except for that one time where it was 2 out of 2 in one device. It was fun, but it's what do you? We can't all have a magical house that pops up out of the ground or pocket. By the way, do you have that in there with you? Because if I activate that, it's going to explode you.
Hang on.
You might
Let's
want to
see.
fart that out there, Robo.
And like there's a moment, and then there's just like a little trapdoor and just like a Like the mouth, like the mandibles of the spider kind of open up, and it's just like a just right at you.
Yeah, one of you go clean that off. The
So-
minions come right by.
What did you spit out?
The
Just
house.
hit
The golden
his-
dragon.
Golden Fang.
his tavern
Fang.
because I was
Oh.
holding the bags.
And then Zorm's like ting 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 on your leg. He's like, hey, also, my books. You've had my books this whole time. You can't
Yeah,
read.
yeah.
So
Hang on.
fork him over.
And just like it turned, like the head turns over. It just like, and then just like the jaws open wider. Pew, 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 pew. Just like and just nail him 5 times with the books.
He actually catches them into his hat, except for the last one, which
Right in his face.
yeah, he's just like butt over tea kettle. He's like, he gets up, he's like, "Phew, part 2. Wipes the blood out of his nose. He's like, now listen, I may not be able to cast magic, but I still have a brain, and I still have the know-how, and you need to know how you're going to face whatever it is we're going to face at the end. You need to figure out your roles in this and be ready. So we need to talk about this along the way. He goes, I'm going to look at my books. You let me know when you're all ready to leave, and then we're going to hit the road. 5 days later, are you ready yet?
I'm still shopping. It's a shopping episode.
So before I wanted to go over the last couple
An
things.
eternity later.
You guys get the Devil's Bane oil, and then Lord Roland, before you guys part ways, like, I'm not sure who's ready to go first, your group or his. You guys probably only, how long do you guys stay before you take off? Like, because that night, Delta and her crew leave. Like, they leave, like, right after she was done talking to Cecil. They're, boom. Right? How long do you guys wait before you leave?
I think at least we stay the night because there were many wounds.
Yeah, I don't remember
very
how much I
least.
was at, but I was near dead.
Okay.
I was like,
Yeah,
I get hit
maybe
one time,
2.
I could have died.
Maybe 2 days.
I mean, Ralph would probably be busy making adjustments to make this thing less of a creepy undead monstrosity, more like an actual practical device.
I like that you're changing your outer appearance and how you work with hands that don't exist. You crazy bastard.
Hey.
I mean, I got hands. I'm doing the whole centaur thing.
Right.
So
Centaur.
2 days, and then you take off on a perilous journey. Before,
Yeah, I think so.
I think Lord Roland's crew is ready the next day. So before you go, he comes to and he's like, he's dressed in plain clothes, and after all the pile of stuff they've given you, he's like, you are truly, and they're all getting used to the spider guy now. He goes, if you're all truly heroes, if not a little strange, truly heroes, and if anyone has a chance to do this, it is you. He goes, I don't have much else to give you, but this is what I give you, my legacy items, for they're more important now in your hands than mine. And he lays down his armor, and he lays down his longsword. He goes, this is my armor, and this is Volt, weapon of my family. May it, you use it well. He goes, the armor, a stealthy suit of armor. It blends in with your appropriate apparel. And Volt, well, you learn to use it, but she likes its electricity. And it might become advantageous if you are, as I overheard you, facing machine-like things like this. Apparently running this stuff might be real good for you. I don't know if it'll help you or not, but it's going to be more helpful for you. So, my friends, we say our goodbyes. Please take these and use them as you will, and I hope to see you again someday. Oops.
See, so
He's
he'll
like,
nod
"Alright, well."
to him, and he'll reach up a hand to shake,
Mm-hmm. A shake.
and in the hand, in the palm, and he'll, as they release, he doesn't let go of the arm completely.
Mm-hmm.
He does that slide down to your actual hand thing,
Yep.
and then at the last second, he palms one of his golden fang coins into his hand.
One of these golden fang coins?
Yep.
I knew you were going to do that. Dang it. See, you're going to get your own new minions, a new version of minions. That's what I think. This is my think.
What? Why would I change anything like that?
I shouldn't say
Finally
spoilers.
blush.
If you're not dead, well, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, if I'm not.
If you're not dead.
If you don't,
The
I'm
best-
not dead.
So, aside from what Zorm has to say along the way, I feel like I've covered everything. And because we're going to skip ahead, you're going to make the perilous journey no problem. So, we're going to cut to the Doommeyer stronghold, but it's going to take you a couple days. So, it'll be at least 2 rations for everybody to get there, except for Ralph, who no longer consumes rations. We should well, I'll figure out if it costs him anything. But as of right now, you're fine, Ralph. But it's going to cost 2 rations for everybody else. Zorm will supply his own. And Delta made the way there. They're going to have a camp set up for the time you guys get there. And as you travel, things become stranger and weirder. It's hard to explain. But anyways, so the night, what do you think, Olivara? The camp you make in between the first night and the second night of journey?
Yeah.
Would be a good time. So
so.
there's a scene between Olivara and Benny that I'm just going to be quiet now. As you guys are making camp, and a spider shut down, or maybe he's doing perimeter since he doesn't sleep.
I'd probably, like, if it's the night before the stronghold, I'd probably be busy putting a big ass cannon that on the back of this thing, just tinkering, trying to make this thing ready to be the artillery piece I'm hoping it'll be.
The logistics of that work. How do you put something on the ass end of something that you are? Is it like one of those baby spinner things that it just turns all the way around?
I probably that, and I probably have made some modifications to like 2 of the rear legs to also like get little grabby things, like little like almost like automotive
Got butt
assembly.
hands.
So
That's
Got butt hands.
great.
Beard holes and butt hands. All right, so you're going to spend a hit point of your total hit points to do
Yep.
your invention roll.
Yep, because instead of using stock, I now use my HP. Because I have now a monstrosity. We did never decide what that was actually going to be called, so I just riffed a little bit.
Nope, that's fine. So yeah, instead of using stock, he just now uses his own. He just uses parts of his body, which takes up his HP to build his stuff. So I'll let you get busy with that. And so you've traveled one day, you make camp, and then the next morning.
Oops.
How the hell do you roll at 17?
I know.
Boxcars!
Boxcars, that's how.
But how do you get +2 and +3? Where's that?
The +2 is probably off by wisdom. I don't know where the fucking +3 is coming from.
Probably your well, you know what? You got boxcars, so well, you can do your damage. Whatever so you make a cannon, which is going to give you some range, is what's going to happen. Just remind me that you have boxcars on that, so we can come back to that, okay? Don't let me forget you got boxcars on this roll, because that's going to be extra something special. Yikes. Okay, so you're making the camp the first night. The next morning you got to do one more full day, and you'll reach the next night at the fortress. So this is in between that. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Olivera.
Oh dear. Making me set the scene here. So middle of the night, everybody's bedded down, whatnot. Olivera doesn't properly sleep as such. You've seen her before. She does this whole weird kind of trance, eyes half open sort of thing. Kind of creepy. But this night, she comes to about partway through the night and just kind of like eyes everybody else, make sure nothing's going on. She doesn't trust Ralph, and that there's perhaps code, however electronics work, from the original leftover. And so she's checking on everything. Everything's fine. And so she goes back to her, she goes off a little ways, actually. And just faintly, if you're awake or paying attention, which who knows who is, You hear her chanting in that language that never sounds quite right. Like you might be able to understand it if you could just hear it just a little bit more clearly, but it never holds. And she does her seance again. She's got out all of her stuff, all of her incense, her candles, everything. And she goes full force drawing these arcane symbols in the ground using all sorts of paraphernalia. And nothing happens. Whatever she's trying to contact does not respond. Nothing shows up. And so she tries it again, goes through the whole process another time. And her words take on just a slightly sharper tone. She's speaking perhaps just a little bit more quickly, with more force, with more panic, except LaTorra doesn't panic. She's always approached things level-headedly. And still nothing happens. She's starting to run low on this particular instance, and she sketches the glyphs more hurriedly with sharper movements. And as she brings her hands back, as she finishes the last incantation, her hand starts to shake. And she waits, and still nothing happens. And she's no longer being quiet about it. She's almost yelling this next time. But in that yelling, if this were a camera, the camera would like zoom in closer to her face, and we see as she's repeating these words yet again, she begins to cry. Only her tears aren't like normal tears. It's a viscous kind of fluid that looks like it may or may not be blood dripping from her tear ducts.
I think this has woken Benny up at this point, is where we're getting to.
Oh, the yelling, of course, definitely.
Yes.
In which case he would, of course, get up and investigate. No doubt seeing this broken display, this seance.
Yeah, she's still kneeling exactly where she was. Almost as though she's frozen in place.
He would slowly walk up behind her and place a hand on her shoulder.
She jumps.
And he just looks down at her and says, "He's not answering, is he?"
He's gone. He's gone, and I can't find him, and it's all my fault.
It's because he's
gone.
gone.
It's not so simple.
It never is.
He's gone.
He'll be waiting for you.
She just, there's like a choked laugh at that just kind of ends in a sob that she's trying so hard not to cry. Like LaTorra does not cry. She's the Reaper. But I won't go where he's gone. When I am gone, I I will be death's creature until I will be death's creature.
What if that were not to happen?
That's I'm
You look at a man who's challenged a god. How far do you think I'll go to protect those that I care for?
I count myself lucky to be among that number. But if you ever do something so foolish like that again, you won't have to worry about the consequences from your actions, because you'll have to worry about the consequences from me. Do not. I'm sorry I woke you.
No need to apologize. You wanted to hear from him one more time.
I cannot be certain that he has moved on. It has never mattered before whether the spirit I was trying to contact was alive or dead, or death itself.
Do you still have memories of him?
Yes, I still have those.
Then those aren't dead, are they? That is something death cannot touch.
But time will.
Time will ease the feelings. It will not. If you keep him in your heart, he will never go away. He will never die.
She takes like a long, deep breath. And finally, she slowly stands, like brushing off her knees. Collects her things, just kind of slowly, like methodically, like as she's picking up the incense and the herbs and whatever her knife that she used to draw the glyphs in the ground. As she packs them all back up, she's the knife with every action. It's like she's pulling pieces of herself back together again, and slotting that mask back into place.
Now, and Benny produces a kerchief from his pocket and wipes the whatever viscous material is off her face. Now, return to camp, become that stern, cold woman that everyone thinks you are.
That I am.
That everyone thinks you are.
And yeah, she follows him back to camp.
Bravo.
Wow, guys.
Bravo.
And I love these two. They're adorable.
That entire time I was like, so
There's no topping that.
yeah. So I thought I originally figured out why I was having the random +3 issue. Turns out that it actually is supposed to be there because I have tools.
That's the highest.
That's what. Yeah. Apparently that's been there the entire time because I have had tools.
Oh, toodles. All right. Well,
So
I think you can choose. I'll talk to. Just remind me off screen later because it
Yeah.
won't matter tonight. There's this calm scene afterwards, and eventually everybody's asleep. Ralph, maybe. I don't think you have to sleep, but you might have to power down once in a while, like C-3PO. But what you guys don't notice is there's always one person on watch, right?
Yes.
Always.
So with the time you guys were, when you're walking, when we see you from afar, like getting up, like, you know, he's wiping your face. We're back at camp. Ralph is powered down, and Zorm is just standing over Cecil's body. Not body, his dead body. What? He killed him.
Oh, Delta's getting that promotion real early.
Yep. He's standing over Cecil, sleeping form, and he's like, I might not be able to cast magic myself anymore, but I can still bequeath my power to those that need it. And he just kind of like waves his hand over Cecil, and there's some indigo colored dust that's over him. And Cecil gets up for his watch later, and we see Zorm, like wherever Cecil is looking, Zorm is like over by Ralph, and he's just like ting ting ting. No, you don't. It doesn't wake you. He's just, because he's listening. He's like, and like he touches the metal, and the metal of your leg, whatever one he's on, glows kind of indigo. He's like, yes, make good use of it, good Ralph. And like you see that he looks a little older and a little weaker than he did when he was standing over Cecil. So later when Alavara is sleeping and he stands over her, he's looking kind of haggard. He's just like, and Precious is on his shoulder. He's like, they're our friends. They don't know me, and they don't like me, but they are the ones. It isn't me. You will have to take them the rest of the way. And he's just like, let's see what's Alavara here. He takes the skull that's on her side that has Lucy's spirit in it, right?
Along with a couple others, but yes.
But he takes that and he just doinks the eyes like Moe in the Three Stooges. It leaves little indigo pinpoints in the sockets. And he's just like, okay. One more, and it's ought to, we ought to be good. And then he just wanders away. And so later, and let's see, Benny's watch, right? Let's see, Benny, you're having watch, right?
Yeah.
And you just turn around and like suddenly Zorm's looking you right in the face, like he's like right in front of you. You're just like, he wasn't there a second ago, and now he is. He's just like, and he looks like he's falling apart, and he's just like, good day to you, sir, or good evening. I'm a little confused now, and he just takes the hat and he sets the hat on your head. You get the Zorm hat, baby. Not even Teresa could get the Zorm hat. She tried so hard in Blades in the Dark. But he
had it for a while.
He puts the Zorm hat on you, and you just like, the whole world looks indigo through your eyes. Like your eyes glow for a second. You're just like, what the? And just light flashes, and then it starts to come back, and Zorm is no longer there. And then his Kragan's just sitting up on top of the spider looking down at the whole scene. And Benny's like, what?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Indigo darkness.
So Precious, the Kragan, is looking at all four of them, and she's just like, crazy old man. And that's the end of our session for tonight. Yes. For a short session, it was definitely powerful and had a lot of stuff going on.
I was so looking forward to that scene.
It was good.
I've been thinking about it for 2 weeks, okay?
I only had a little inkling of what it was about from what you told me, but it was better just to not search into it and just kind of wait for it to happen. So, wow. We have come a long ways in 12 sessions, I think. And this is shorter. We've all agreed that we're going to come back for a longer last session. It's our 13th session will be our final one for Dungeon World Indigo Magic. 13 seems like a good number to go out on for this crazy kind of dark comedy, kind of dark dramedy. Maybe dramedy is just a good word. Yeah. It's drama and comedy.
Dramedy.
So,
The drama.
No, the only difference between a comedy and a drama is the ending.
Sure. Yeah.
That is
It's
true.
whether it ends on a high note or a low note.
I don't know where this one's going to be yet, honestly.
Or I guess
Or
that's
bitter-
tragedy
it could
versus
be-
comedy.
It could be a bittersweet note.
That I feel like
Oh, those are the best.
I feel like that's what this one's going to be, but we'll have to see.
Oh, I don't see another way.
I don't-
Like, if it doesn't, it better not go out on an entirely happy ending. I will be upset if that happens,
No, I don't.
actually.
I don't think it's ever meant to be a happy ending. It's either bittersweet or total
Failure?
total failure.
Total
So it's-
failure could be interesting.
So it's going to be a drama or a tragedy by the end of this, is what we're saying.
Just
Yes.
is up to the dice.
And if everybody's wondering what,
Oh, Lord, we're letting our and Jesus decide.
well, we'll see. So yeah, we'll have a slightly longer episode next time. My plan was to get you into the train station on the train, and have some danger happen and fight it, and then that'd be over. That was all today's session was supposed to be. We didn't get even close to that, so I'm gonna have to shorten it even more to see if I can have you fight 4 villains plus the main villain next time, all in one session. So we will have to be ready to kind of push next
Gotta
time.
be on the ball.
We've done all
Let's
the
see how many I can make mad with an artillery barrage
Yeah.
right off the bat. Been like, knock knock.
Well, we've done the role playing all the way through. Your characters and all their relationships have come quite far, and you're still going to have that. But I think we see where everybody is with each other, and now it's just like, all right, we're going to agree to disagree on whatever, and let's go beat the bad guys, and then kung pao.
There was a little thing that Benny was going to do for Ralph and
Oh.
Cecil.
What's
but,
that?
He was actually going to promise Ralph that he's going to actually give him the violin when he gets it back.
When you get it back.
When I get it back.
I
The
thought it was.
hilarious part is it's just like, yeah,
Wait, where's the violin?
the god
Angel
has
Avatar
it.
has it.
That's right. Did you give it? Oh, that's right. He took it.
Yeah.
That was. Yeah. Oh boy. See, I have to bring all this back. I have to bring this all back together. I'm trying to figure out how to conclude each of your stories individually while concluding the entire story together. So, if you guys have any specifics, like Olivara, does she get the 1,000 souls back to death? Like, if you guys have specific.
Oh, I could come up with something.
Well, give me one or two. Like, this is what I want my character
yeah.
to either accomplish or fail trying to accomplish by the end. So if everybody can give me like 1 or 2 of those, I can try to write them in and just force them all in there. So anyways, let's do end of session stuff, and then we'll get out of here. And if you're wondering what Zorm did to everybody at the end, these guys will know as soon as we're off camera, but the rest of you are going to know next time. So stay tuned. End of session. Did anybody resolve a bond that you felt was completely resolved or explored, no longer relevant or otherwise?
Well, I think one of mine might just offhand might have resolved, just because of circumstances here. The Cecil's Tavern has become a sanctuary for us. Well, I don't think I fit in there anymore, guys.
No,
You do not.
That's true.
and it's not your sanctuary anymore.
So it can't be my sanctuary anymore. So I think I have to say that one's resolved.
All right.
If this
Because
goes on too long,
because I am too big.
if this goes on too long, you'd get it stuck to your back, so it would just stay there, so I wouldn't have to carry it around.
Oh, just like a crustacean.
How's Krill?
You just look like a hermit crab with a giant tavern on your back.
This is getting better and better every time.
shiny.
Like a wealthy lady's neck.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love that song so much. I love every song
That's
of
a
that.
great
I
song
love
from that movie.
Jermaine Clement, you are so amazing.
Shiny.
It's time to kick your hiney. All right, so Mark XP Ralph. Who else has a bond?
I'm going to clear one from Elvara, at least partially. Elvara is coming apart at the seams. I think since Benny's come back, she's not so much. So
Okay.
he's
As long as
taking-
everybody's in agreement, then yeah, Mark XP.
Yeah.
Move on.
I think perhaps Benny's having a different sort of look to Cecil. Originally, Cecil has some sort of ambition. Perhaps this can be to my advantage.
Okay.
It's going to definitely change to Cecil may need my help in the future. Keep myself available.
Okay. All right. If it changes, that counts. You can mark XP. It's a change in your relationship with them, so it's growth. Let me know if anybody levels up too when we get to the end of these.
I'm hoping to squeeze out one more XP so I can get one last level up. I'm one away from that last level up.
Alrighty. Alavara. Any rounds for you?
I don't think so. Well,
If there's one that's-
actually,
okay.
yes, actually, the one with Cecil. He's kind of proven it true, and so I feel like it's resolved.
Sure,
Although the kind of goal I had woven in there isn't quite. I'll probably talk to you about a possible goal for that, but it's that Cecil isn't all bad. Maybe I can help him regain his soul. He's kind of proven that tonight with his whole interaction with
Delta?
what's her name? Delta.
Delta.
Yeah. That yeah. I feel like he's kind of proven that to be true. Which is honestly kind of surprising.
I'm so glad I can finally use her. It's been 12 episodes, and I've been meaning to bring her in.
Yeah, you were
Instead
trying to
of
make.
just being the tavern wench.
But he was trying to make her betray me, but the mechanics of it say there's a roll off, and then he kept forgetting to bring her back in time to do a roll off.
I'm
So
sorry.
I 69 that idea just by going, you know what, fine, you can leave.
I know. Well, I just had her. She was
a jerk.
You know what? It's fine. You just like, oh, I made it easier. Okay. Everybody gets there. Does anybody fulfill their alignment?
No.
No.
It's my alignment may come into play at the end of everything. Is the only time I could see it coming up.
All
I
right.
mean,
All three versions of the one I've got picked are pickable.
mine is mine's like borderline. Because mine is discover something about a magical mystery. And I'm slowly figuring out how this freaking spider works.
Oh, something else I almost forgot.
Hold on.
Since we were making camp, I completely forgot about this. I will go ahead and say this for the record. Benny is going to use his Your Worst Nightmare ability and choose a new target of his obsession, and that's the Overlord. Which means he always knows which direction his target is relative to him, and when he deals damage to the target, he deals an additional 1d4 damage.
Oh, what if I didn't have him being around him? Now I have to make him be there. What if there's no enemy there? Would it just be like, nope, pick a new person?
Let's see. If the target is killed or destroyed, I get to choose a new target the next time we make camp.
I guess he's going to have to be in the story still. But I know that Tim McLeod, Ralph's father, is definitely an enemy, but that's not the one Benny cares about. Benny could probably give two craps about Tim McLeod.
Get the one that's at the top first. So,
Well, he is. He's kind of or it's a coalescence between between Tim and James Cook. So, you know what? Okay. You know what? I'll just work it out. You say you want it to be the Overlord. You can feel something kicking in, which is coming right from his fortress. So you have it activated. Ralph, you're talking about a magical mystery, but you kind of already became part of that magical mystery.
Yeah.
Last time.
Which is why I said it is very borderline.
However, you need 1 XP to level up.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to still get it with the 3 questions I asked.
Okay.
So let me ask them
I
first.
need 2. I'm so close.
Did we learn something new and important about this world?
Yes.
Tell me something.
There's more to the Overlord than meets the eye, like the fact that the heir apparent apparently starts to get some new cojones.
So there's
and-
the whole Overlord thing. There's the truth behind how the ley lines became
Corrupt in the first place.
infect, for want of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
Corrupted. That's the word. Thank you.
But I think the
So
biggest
those.
I think the biggest thing that we kind of learned as players and less so as characters is that apparently people can pass on their classes or at least some perk or some energy. So like the wizard just expended his
the-
existence
oh,
to
yeah.
do something.
Well, that's out of character, I would say, even though that's still good. But the first... Tice has so many points.
I was guess part of that applies to the Overlord.
But the Overlord part and the... What did you say? Olivera? Oh, she frozen.
corrupting ley
tangled
lines.
Oh, yeah, the ley lines.
lines and how that happened.
And also there's an underground railroad. So,
Like, we knew they were
That too,
being
yeah.
corrupted, but yeah, the Underground Railroad thing.
oops. Sorry about that. Hit the mic. Okay, so everybody mark XP for that.
Yay.
Did we overcome a notable
So close.
overcome a notable monster enemy? I think that was last time.
Yeah, that was last
Yeah,
time.
that was last time.
Okay. But I think you guys...
This was an RP session.
But you didn't get this last time, so you guys can mark XP again. Did we loot a memorable treasure? And I'm going to say it'll become memorable because it's going to be the armor, the
Yes.
sword, the stuff you
Yeah.
just got a whole huge cache of stuff. Sorry, Tice.
Shut up.
That you have
Play the level up sound.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure how many points you have, but I mean you can always just spend 300 for give these guys a leg up for their next journey. They're going to need
The only
it.
downside to this.
I don't
to
need
this-
any more stuff. I have plenty of stuff. But I'll take it.
I
So,
was gonna say he's got so much he's already planning on throwing at us.
who leveled up then?
Ding.
Me?
Ralph and Olivera?
I have too many fucking sound effects.
I am right at 12 experience.
All right. Well,
And I'm
Nice.
at level 5. So that's what I was.
oh, play that again. It didn't go through. It's still cut off. It's weird. It's okay though. We need to make our shoutros out of here. Let me make sure I
With
didn't.
him clicking out of
So-
the screen.
So you're asking about that? You're asking about or Lord Rollins' armor.
Yeah.
Would it stack?
Hmm.
Well, your armor before didn't, so it's still an armor thing. So I think
Yeah,
you're.
because Alivara was gonna give. Well, I didn't have armor before getting those gloves. Like the Reaper does not start with armor. Choose armor from here.
Yeah, see, I don't think they do stack, but it's good to have in case you run out of soul and then you still have armor because of the item. So you should choose what you're going to give Benny if you want to give him the gloves
Okay.
or Lord Roland's armor. So one or the other, but I don't think it's going to stack with your ability. We need to make
Okay.
all kinds of notes in here for all the stuff from all of you guys. So 1 to 2 things you want your character to accomplish or die trying to do. And then Ralph has a boxcars roll we need to talk about.
Yep.
So that's it for me. My name is Lucas of Lucasgvariety. Tuesday games are coming to a close for the season pretty soon because of the holidays, and then I have a baby coming in February. He's going to be a rascal, so I'm going to have to take some time off. So Tuesday, when this is done, well, this is our last Tuesday Dungeon World. This is it. So we're going to do a Friday game. I think we've decided. We just have to figure out which one, so stay tuned on the Discord for that. If you're watching, you're like, well, when's that going to be? Well, you're going to have to follow me on Twitch or subscribe. That'd be great. Or come to the Discord and be a part of the community and look at the announcements there for the schedule there, and then you can find out all the past plays on YouTube. The next week Tuesday, and we're going to get back into this because we've been behind, but the Alien RPG is going to come back, and once we finish that scenario, all Tuesday games will most likely be done unless we just decide to play some Steam games, like some board games where Soundwaves will take us through the Alien card deck building game where we will die again and again and again. So we might just do some
I have fun.
small projects not recorded or recorded on the side and stuff like that. So just stay tuned. But Thursday games are going to continue now until the end of the season, and that's with Dungeons and Dragons, the Yawning Portal campaign, and also Band of Blades. But Band of Blades will not be this Thursday because it's Thanksgiving. It'll instead be Friday, Black Friday. And as the Black Friday special, all cheer bits there are going to be half off for anybody who wants to come and spend little bits of money. And since we're in the campaign phase, all of those be benefiting the Band of Blades, the Legion. So Yeah, come back Black Friday when you have nothing else to do after you've shopped till you drop. Crawl to your TV or laptop and then watch us there. So, my name is Lucas. This is Lucasgvariety. Follow, like, subscribe. Thank you very much. Let's pass it on over to Benny, and you guys can round robin it the way you want to shout show out of here. Benny?
Hey everybody, I am Jeff Beck. I play Benny Dodd, aka Artemis, and I want to thank Lucas for running the game and everyone here playing alongside with me. It's been way fun. I'm super excited for the last episode to come around. You can find me on smule.com at jeffbeck1108. That's where I do most of my voice acting and singing bits. If you wish to follow me there, go ahead, and I'm more than happy to have you as a follower. Let's carry this on over to Soundwave's Ghost. Cecil.
All right. As mentioned, I am Soundwave's Ghost. I run the Alien RPG module Destroyer of Worlds on the Tuesdays when we can meet. I've had to call it off a couple times because it is very combat heavy and you need all the players on board or else they die off camera really easily. And I haven't pulled that trigger yet, but it's coming and I don't want to do it without all the players there. I also play here, of course, on this Tuesday night. In Band of Blades, I am running the Lore Keeper, and I'm looking forward to every session start me having to talk a lot so the GM can sip his water and pretend like he didn't lose his voice. Other than that, I got enough going on right now. Lesser Pendragon campaign for me has restarted. Players are starting off at where they left off last time, basically, and we getting the rust off of that game. Unfortunately, I can't share much of that because it's all in a private Discord. So I'm going to send it over to Ava.
Alrighty, hey everybody, I'm Ava Rogers. I obviously play Alavara here throughout the Indigo Magic campaign. You can find me on Twitter at @thatnerdywriter. I will get better at using it at some point in the future, I'm sure. I mostly talk about my writing there, and you will see shortly. Alavara and Artemis are not done yet because I have absconded with the characters from this campaign, and as well as Cecil and Ralph in a way. Ralph will be renamed. It just doesn't suit my setting. But I have taken the characters, and I don't know if I've told everybody here this yet. I will be making an audio book / audio drama featuring them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know I've
I
told
wanna hear that.
Lucas.
I want to hear that.
And I think Jeff has agreed to actually voice his character. I will likely be doing the voice of Alavara, maybe. But that'll be coming down the pipe at some point. I make no promises of time because then I won't meet those deadlines and feel terrible about it. But I'm working on it.
That's a
I
good
have to
idea.
figure out how to write a script first. Not my normal stuff. But other than that, Monday nights right now, you can find me over on twitch.tv/Master of Rem, REM, where we play a Dresden Files campaign using the Cortex Prime system. Loads of fun, having loads of fun with that. You get to hear me do a terrible Irish accent, which is actually getting better every week. On every other Thursday night, you can find me here for the D&D Yawning Portal campaign. Right. Alternating Tuesdays from this one, and actually starting going to be every Tuesday now that this Tuesdays are freed up. You can find me over on the Shadowcasters Network YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and just type in Shadowcasters Network, where we play Mech Warrior Dynasty, Destiny, the new system by Catalyst. My first foray into mechs. I think that's all I have at the moment. Jodo, take us out.
All right. Well, folks, Judo 1025, I had the pleasure of being your monstrous mech spider pilot of the day. But yeah, I've been around the channel for a little bit now. So you can catch me here for the finale of Indigo Magic, and then for the Aliens RPG game. And then on Thursdays, you can catch me in both of those games for Band of Blades. as well as Dungeons and Dragons as the lovable court bard, or the court bard is what I'm calling it, Rector
Lovable.
Marcal.
We all know he's the brogue.
And I'm the bonk.
Brogues and bonks be
Bonk.
happening.
So, but when I'm not chilling out here on Lucas's channel, you can catch me over at my channel, twitch.tv/Jodo1025. We will be kind of going into some weird times because the holiday season is upon us. I am trying to finish a little bit more fundraising to try to finish helping raise money for Extra Life charity, for the kids. But some of my regular content, such as Blades in the Dark, Knights of Mischief, and Titans of Moran, are going on some weird scheduling. So Blades of the Dark will be on hiatus until after the holidays. Just everyone's schedule is a mess. Titans of Moran, we are skipping this week because it's Turkey Week, but after that, we'll be coming back strong to try to finish out the season, as well as fulfill our fundraising milestone obligations, which includes a full session in cosplay, which my players are looking forward to, and then us doing a collective reading of our rendition of the Lusty Argonian Maid, only with dwarves.
From Sky.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yep. That was a suggested reward by one of my viewers, is to make dwarf smut, only just do it Skyrim wise, like how the Lusty Argonian Maid is written. I don't know how that won out. This is why I should never let my viewers vote on anything. But I mean, they then proceeded to throw $200 to help a good cause to make us do it. So winning
$200 to a charity for a Lusty Argonian Maid with a full cast of dwarves, sure.
So that will be coming down the pipe pretty soon. And then starting on December 5th, we will be finally closing out the fundraising trilogy that has been this year, with the yet unnamed final part of the Mad Maureen trilogy, or the Terrible Trash trilogy. With the cast, there's open warfare between some of the cast members as to what the hell we're actually calling it. So, but Jib Job Uro Kraka rides again.
Yes. Say it again.
Jib Job Uro Kraka. So, but we are going to close out that trilogy in the most epic way. We've all been risen to level 18.
Holy cow.
So it means our local pyromancer gets a 9th level spell slot. Lapse in Meteor Storm.
No kidding.
So, and Jib Job actually gets to use some of the new stuff from Tasha's Cauldron and everything. I get to splash into Beast Barbarian. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to enjoy it immensely. I know everybody else will, and it'll be a great way to close out this year's fundraising for Extra Life as we finish up on the last day, really, where we can collect anything for charity before it has to all be tabulated. So, but so far we've done amazing. So, and I'm kind of rambling, and I apologize. So I'm going to shut the hell up. Big thank you after thanking my fellow cast members for dealing with Ralph's shenanigans. Big thank you to Lucas for having me on here and letting me kind of be a channel hobo. And with that, I turn it over to our inglorious leader to shepherd us out for this evening.
Let us outwardly be shepherded. So thank you everybody for being here tonight, who joined us live and watches the future on YouTube. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for the support and just viewing it and even giving it a thumbs up. That's great. Thank you for my players to be here and putting up a little bit extra time. Let's go get some rest now, and we'll be back next time. So until then, everybody, Everybody have a good night. God bless. Good gaming. We will see you later. Happy Turkey Day coming up as well. Eat lots and have fun shopping and support your local businesses. See you guys later. Peace.